This semester, our team observed the Washington Wizards franchise. The following information is the comprised research and findings that we found throughout the semester.
The Washington Wizards are a professional basketball team in the National Basketball Association located here in Washington, D.C. Founded in 1961 as the Chicago Packers, they quickly relocated and renamed themselves to the Baltimore Bullets, where the DMV had seen its first professional basketball team. The team once again relocated here in the Washington, D.C. area in 1974. As the Bullets, the team captured the franchise's first and only championship in the 1977-78 season. This championship cemented the franchise with a legitimate fan base as well as the culture of high-quality basketball. The franchise renamed to the Washington Wizards in 1995 as the name Bullets received criticism for being too violent. As the Wizards, the mission is to always compete for championships on the court and to provide exceptional value and service to the metropolitan community as an organization off the court every season.
The Wizards operate in an environment where they compete against other teams in the NBA and also professional teams in the area like the Redskins. In terms of NBA team value, the Wizards are fairly low in comparison, mostly due to the mediocre fan base. The team struggles in the NBA, which has led to inconsistent ticket sales. There's been an explosion of player tracking technology, which has led to the ability for advanced statistical analysis, meaning there is an increase in importance for teams to invest in their analytical departments. The legalization of sports gambling may lead to an increase in pro sports viewership.
Being in the nation's capital, the Wizards carefully select to work with a sentimental brand angle appealing to a lot of those in the DMV. The Wizards are linked to the Monumental Sports and Entertainment, which also owns the Capitals, Mystics, and the Capital One Arena located in the downtown DC area. Ted Leonsis, the founder, chairman, majority owner, and CEO of the company, also worked around the DC area for 35 years, giving him a strong tie to the area. This allows them to target people who grew up around the DC area. This seeks to appeal to the customer's pathos by trying to create an emotional connection to where the customer grew up and calls home, so the Washington Wizards to create brand loyalty.
The Washington Wizards are a well-known and nationally recognized team through the NBA with a solid fan base. They are home to many notable players, a few current examples being John Wall, Dwight Howard, and Bradley Beal. The team also has a unique metropolitan advantage, meaning that with Washington, D.C. being a popular tourist destination for many Americans, the Wizards are constantly exposed to not only their own stable fan base, but also to newcomers. Since D.C. is a city that many professionals, especially of the younger demographic, tend to travel to for work, the Wizards serve as a chance for those eager professionals to support a winning franchise, if for nothing else than a means of socializing, but also hold the potential of becoming lifelong fans. As for weaknesses, the most current shortcoming of the Wizards was their losing 2018 to 2019 season, as well as their failure to secure a place in the playoffs, meaning that their postseason was non-existent. The franchise and fans also had an issue with the former general manager of over 20 years, Ernie Grunfeld. Grunfeld was known to trade young, far more promising players for players who were currently at the top of their game but lacking much future promise. The yearly NBA draft serves as a steady opportunity for the Wizards to alter and improve the team's social and financial standing. This, along with the search for a new general manager, will allow the Wizards not only to follow through with drafting more far-promising players, but also realign themselves with a culture that both they and their fan base are proud of. The most obvious threat to the Wizards are the other NBA teams. In this case, the Wizards, like all other teams, literally face a constant threat of failing to win the NBA championship and reap all associated social and financial benefits. A threat more specific to the Wizards, however, is the threat from other DC sports teams and events. As previously stated, DC is a transient and heavily populated area, and if the Wizards fail to perform well, there are a plethora of other sports, concerts, and other events for longtime fans and newcomers to see live or watch from home.
There are a few things the Washington Wizards can do to improve for next season. The first thing is hiring a new general manager. Ernie Grunfeld was fired on April 2nd, which leaves the Wizards without a general manager. The importance of a general manager is that they are responsible for player contracts, which influence a team's salary cap and what players they sign and for how much. They also supervise the order of operations for the coaching staff. The general manager essentially assembles the entire team. Another way the Washington Wizards can improve is a strong social media presence. The Washington Wizards currently have about 1 million followers on Instagram, whereas the majority of the other teams around the NBA are averaging around 5 to 6 million followers per Instagram. This means the Washington Wizards' social media presence is generally low compared to other teams around the league. The Washington Wizards can also alter the marketing mix. By doing this, they can create new ways to reach customers. The goal at the end of the day is to sell tickets by any means possible. By creating more services, this will allow the Washington Wizards to reach more people.
Through following the Wizards' past season and organizational history, the Wizards must continue to build a playoff contending culture to consistently drive in passion to play for and support the Wizards franchise. More consistent play and player personnel will lead to a higher demand and opportunities to offer value to Wizards fans across the globe. The Wizards organization effectively marketed the team's every major move last season, but must find newer and more innovative strategies to drive in fan loyalty and interaction after a disappointing snub from the 2019 playoffs.